Yeah, getting a pistol kill. Oh. So that's a thing. That is too. Pistol servers are great fun. Yeah, super revived. Yeah, get some kills. You know, stand about. Oh, never mind. Oh, that's cool though, because I feel that brief snippet there nicely highlights and rounds off just how frustrating this pistol guide has been for me, because I didn't really sort of understand how much hard work this would be, like the vast undertaking that I would have to go through to produce a comprehensive pistol guide. But the reason I've done this is because Battlefield 4 has given us much. It's given us more pistols and it's given us more variety. And it's also given us more customization, which I really like. Sort of, you know, the bright white pistol with a laser sight and a ridiculous scope on the top it's just a nice kind of frivolity that sort of balances out the slightly more serious aspects of Battlefield 4, and I like that. I think it's a nice break. So this is my pistol guide, and it doesn't show you the stats with any attachments on. So you're going to have to take the stats that I give you, which are for the naked pistols, and sort of decide from there what attachments you want to use on them. I'm going to put a table of contents down in the bottom as well, by the way, so that you can move to whichever pistol you want to without too much difficulty. Pow, 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 pow. Getting some nice little pistol streak here as well. I thought I'd throw in some footage because all of the actual guide is just sort of boring stuff from the test range, and I thought I'd have a little bit of excitement before we got into that. I'm not going to insult your intelligence by going over the every time we go into this saying, oh, you know, it's got 16 bullets in the mag, or 17 if you've got one in the chamber, because you guys can all add one to a number. I have faith. There were a lot of people throwing grenades in pistol only servers, so the Battlefield community is sometimes a little bit retarded, but your numeracy should be okay. There's some discrepancies in the pistol group. What I've done as well is I've put them into groups: standard caliber, low caliber, high caliber, revolver, and auto. And there are some slight discrepancies in that the CZ75 is in the high caliber, but I'm not really sure where that should go because I'm British and we don't know very much about bullets and stuff, because we like to punch each other in the face and get drunk instead of like shooting each other, because shooting someone's fairly permanent, whereas punching them in the face, like, they can get over that. So yeah, this is my comprehensive pistol guide. I hope everyone finds it useful. So without any further ado, any more gilding the lily, here's my pistol guide. First group we're going to have a look at is the standard caliber pistols, the M9, P226 and the MP443. And first up on this list, the M9. And here are the sort of basic stats just popped up there for you there. And I'm going to go through them again while you're sort of having a watch of kind of how the pistol handles, and I've gone through the same procedure for every pistol, so each one you should see roughly the same thing going on in front of you. So, stats. Maximum damage 27, minimum damage 12.1. Drop off starts at 8 meters and finishes at 55 meters. The M9 has the highest muzzle velocity out of the standard caliber pistols at 380 meters a second. It's got a rate of fire of 400 and a magazine size of 16. Your short reload time is going to clock in at 1.3 seconds and your long reload time is going to be 1.6. The recoil patterns are 0.45 directly up and 0.3 to either side, so it's got the same recoil left and right. ADS, you've got a value of 0.5 and the hip fire is a value of 1 or 1.5 if you're on the move. Next you've got the P226, and this is the first pistol. It's the pistol you start off with, so this is one you'll all be familiar with. Same as the other one, because all the standard caliber pistols have the same damage model, so it's 27 max, 12.1 minimum, drop off starts at 8 and finishes at 55 meters. The bullet velocity of the P226 is 350 meters per second. The rate of fire is 400, same as the M9. Magazine size 16, same as the M9. What it brings to the table is the reload time, which is 1.25 short reload, 1.4 long reload. Your recoil statistics is 0.4 vertical recoil, 0.4 left, 0.2 to the right. ADS 0.5, hip fire is 1 or 1.5 if you're on the move. Last but certainly not least, on the standard caliber pistols, we've got the MP443. This has got the biggest mag size, but it's got the lowest rate of fire, so it's kind of nice to see what it brings to the table. Same basic damage model as the others in 27 max, 12.1 min. The drop-off starts at 8 meters, finishes at 55 meters. The muzzle velocity for the MP443 is the lowest of the standard caliber pistols with 320 meters per second. The rate of fire is also the lowest, 380. However, the mag size is the largest at 18. It's also got the quickest reload in 1.2 seconds short reload, 1.28 long reload. It's got the highest recoil of 0.7 upwards, 0.1 to either side, so that's a nice low one. 0.5 ADS, 1 hip fire or 1.5 on the move. What I'm going to do at the end of each group is sort of pick a winner. With the standard caliber pistols it doesn't really matter because they all operate in such a similar way and the differences are all very subtle. You know, like 2 bullets to a mag here, or clip rather, 2 bullets to a clip, or you know, it's only sort of 50 meters a second difference in the muzzle velocity. So what I'm going to do is, for these ones, I'm going to leave it up to you. It's just personal preference on the standard caliber pistols. But for the later ones, there's probably more of a difference. So let's get started on the next in our group of pistols. We've got the low caliber pistols, the QSZ-92 and the FN-57. First on the list, QSZ-92. First, the damage model. Starts off at 20 damage maximum, drops off to 11.2 minimum. The drop-off starts at 8 meters and ends at 60 meters. The muzzle velocity for this gun is 340 meters per second. The rate of fire, if you can spam this quickly, is 455 rounds a minute. The magazine size is 16. Your reload times are 1.3 short reload, 1.6 long reload. The recoil statistics are 0.7 vertical and 0.1 left and 0.1 right. The aim down sight accuracy is 0.5 and your hip fire is 1 or 1.5 if you are on the move. And moving on to our next pistol, the FN-57. Very similar statistics to the QSZ, hence why they're grouped together. Damage model starts off at 20 damage maximum, drops off to 11.2 damage minimum. The drop off starts at 8 meters and ends at 60 meters. The muzzle velocity for this gun is 430 meters per second. The rate of fire being 455 rounds per minute, if you can spam that fast. The magazine is 21 bullets. Your short reload is 1.25, your long reload is 1.4. Your recoil statistics are 0.7 vertical, 0.1 left, 0.1 right. Your aim down sights accuracy is 0.5. Your hip fire accuracy is 1 or 1.5 if you're on the move. Now, I'm going to go through the sort of the grouping of the pistols, which one I think is better. And for me, it has to be the FN-57 because it does everything better than the QSZ. The QSZ's iron sights are a little bit nicer if you ask me, but everything else, the FN-57 is just the superior gun. So, low caliber pistols, FN-57. Next we've got the high caliber pistols in the M1911, the Compact 45 and the CZ75. The CZ75 could have been grouped in with the standard caliber pistols because it's got a very similar damage model, but as it stands I've decided to put it in the HCPs because it just makes the numbers a bit more even and it sounds beefy. First on the list is the M1911, favourite pistol from the Battlefield 3 series. It's however taken a bit of a knock. It starts off with its damage at 34 and ends up in 15.4. The drop-off starts at 8 meters and ends at 40 meters. The bullet velocity is quite low at 250 meters per second, and the rate of fire is also quite low at 310. The magazine size is 8. Your reload times are going to be 1.2 for your short, 1.28 for your long. Your recoil is 0.7 vertical, 0.1 left, 0.1 right. Your ADS, if you're standing still, is 0.4, 0.5 if you're moving. Your hip fire is 1 or 1.5 if you are moving. Next up on the list is the very similarly performing Compact 45. Same damage model, starts at 34 damage, ends at 15.4 damage, drop off starts at 8 meters and ends at 40 meters. Bullet velocity again is the same, 250 meters per second. The rate of fire is slightly faster at 320 rounds per minute, and the mag slightly larger with 11 bullets. The reload times are the same, with the short reload time being 1.2 seconds and the long being 1.28. Recoil is again the same, with 0.7 vertical, 0.1 left, 0.1 right. Aim down sight accuracy is 0.4 standing still, 0.5 moving, 1 hip fire and 1.5 if you're moving. Last on this list is the CZ75. Now this could have gone with the standard caliber pistols because it starts off at 27 damage like all the standard caliber pistols, but it has a sort of longer drop off and it's better at range. So I've put it in the high caliber pistols. Ooh, and that's a bad miss. Anyway, moving on. Let's ignore that shot. The damage starts at 27 maximum and drops off to 13.5 minimum. The drop off starts at 12.5 meters and ends at 50 meters. The bullet velocity for the CZ fits in with its damage model in that it's got a very high bullet velocity, making it slightly more effective at range. Its rate of fire is 360 rounds per minute and it's got a magazine size of 12. The short reload time is 1.35 seconds and the long reload time is 1.6. The recoil statistics are 0.6 vertical, 0.1 left, 0.1 right. The aim down sights is 0.5, whether you're moving or standing still. The hip fire starts off at 1, and if you're moving is 1.5. So, high caliber pistols, the one I would recommend, and to be honest the one I think is best, is the Compact 45, because it takes everything that the M1911 offers and then adds something to it. And then it's got a slightly higher rate of fire, and it's got more bullets, and I think the CZ doesn't really bring enough to the table to beat out the Compact 45, because while it's slightly better at range and the bullet velocity is slightly better, it just doesn't have that same sort of hard hitting short range potential, which is kind of what you want from a sidearm most of the time. So high caliber pistols, Compact 45 is the best. The next group of pistols I'm going to take a look at is the auto pistols, though technically only one of them is fully automatic, one of them's a burst. First on the list that we're going to have a peek at is the G18. G18's damage model is quite low in that it does 18 damage maximum at 10.8 minimum. The drop off starts at 8 meters and finishes at 55 meters. The bullet velocity is 380 meters a second and the rate of fire is 900 rounds per minute. Magazine size is 20 bullets, which is nice and high. The reload time is 1.2 on your short reload and 1.45 on your long. Vertical recoil is 0.7, left and right 0.4 respectively. Your aim down sight 0.6 and your hip is 1.5, or if you're moving, 2. Next on the list is the M93R. This has very similar damage statistics in that it's 18 maximum, 10.8 minimum. The drop off starts at 8 meters and finishes at 55 meters. The bullet velocity is 380 meters a second and the rate of fire is 900, though that is burst. The magazine size is 21 to accommodate its 3-round burst. Its short reload is 1.35, its long reload is 1.6. Its vertical recoil is 0.5 and its left and right recoil are 0.2 and 0.2. Aim down sights accuracy is 0.6 and its hip fire is 1.5 or 2 if you are moving. For me, out of the two, I think the M93R is probably the best automatic sidearm. It's because the lower recoil and the fact that it's a burst fire allowing you to be slightly more effective at range, but the fact that it's got 900 rounds per minute means that it is still an absolute animal in close quarters. So for me, automatic pistols, M93R. Last but certainly not least out of the pistol categories, I've got the revolvers, and I've saved these for last because they have slightly different damage statistics in that all the other pistols will do 2 times damage to the head, whereas these will do 2.35 damage to the head, making them that bit more destructive. First on the list of revolvers is one we all know and love, the 44 Magnum. The 44 Magnum's damage statistics start off at 56 damage maximum, 37.5 damage minimum. The drop-off starts at 12.5 and ends at 50 meters. The bullet velocity is a staggering 460 meters per second. The rate of fire is quite low at 150 and your magazine size is 6. Your reload time is 4 seconds. This is with a bullet in or not, because of the nature of the revolver reload system. Your recoil is 2 vertical, so this thing kicks up like an absolute mule, and it's 0.2 left, 0.2 right. Your aim down sight is 0.1, so it's staggeringly accurate, unless you're on the move, in which case it's 1. The hip fire for this weapon will start off at a value of 1 and will end up a value of 1.5 if you fire from the hip while on the move. The last revolver on this list is the M412 Rex, or T-Rex. The damage model for this gun starts at 56, same as the Magnum, but the minimum damage is 28. The drop-off starts at 15 meters but finishes at 37 meters. The bullet velocity is 400 meters a second and the rate of fire is 180. Magazine size is 6 and the reload is 3.4, so it's slightly quicker than the Magnum. The recoil statistics are the same in that it's 2 vertical, 0.2 left, 0.2 right. The aim down sight is 0.3 if you're standing still, 0.5 if you're on the move. Your hip fire is 1, or if you're on the move, 1.5. Now this pistol's supposed to be a slightly more close quarters revolver, but because of the dual action nature of the revolvers in this, in that you press fire on your mouse, it will take a second for the lever action to come back and then hammer into the bullet, which makes it a bit difficult close quarters. So, revolvers. For me, I would go the Magnum is the best of the two, simply because it fills the role that it has much better, and you can feel the dual action nature slightly less, because in close quarters, if you press the trigger and then there's a delay, obviously you're going to get shot and your reflexes are slowed essentially by the entirety of the time that it takes for the hammer to come back. Apparently this is going to be changed in an upcoming patch, so if it is, the Rex might stand more of a chance. Even if that upcoming patch is implemented for the revolvers, I would still say the 44 Magnum reigns supreme, just because it fills its role a lot better. Another point I'd like to make about the revolvers is that if you hit an anti-tank mine or a slam or some C4 with a revolver bullet, whether it be the T-Rex or the Magnum, the explosive will detonate, which can be extremely useful for sort of clearing out mines and stuff without having to use your grenades. Overall, with this pistol guide, having gone through all the pistols, and I've used them a fair chunk in game, and I've looked at all the statistics, obviously, so I think I should probably crown one of them as the best sidearm, and to be honest, I would like to crown the Compact 45, just because I think as a sidearm it offers the best compromise from every group. It's got high damage, it's got a decent rate of fire, it's got a decent magazine size, its reload's great, just everything about it is just really good as a sidearm. If you're going to be running around using a sidearm as a primary, then I might go Magnum instead. But as it stands, Compact 45 is the high champion and king of the pistols, and if anyone mentions me not reviewing the shotgun, I'm going to punch them in the mouth, because it's a shotgun, not a pistol.